Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about Anton Chigurh and determining whether what he did was pure evil or if he was completely justified. Also, we will just be talking about the movie Anton, not the book Anton. Before we get into it though, if you like the video, you should subscribe and like the video, all that stuff that YouTubers tell you to do, because it really does help out a lot. I have goals of being big on YouTube one day, and I put a lot of time into these videos, so if you would do that, I would appreciate it a lot. And let's get into it. But again, thank you for watching. Anton Chigurh, in my opinion, is one of the best villains in all of fiction. So a group of psychiatrists watched over 400 movies and they said Anton Chigurh is the best portrayal of a psychopath in all of those movies. So I didn't really have a spot to say that, but I wanted to throw that in here. Okay, so we're going to look over some of the things that Anton did, and we're going to see that if he really had a good reason to do those things, and if he's justified, or if he's just doing that because he's evil. So to understand if Anton is pure evil, we have to look into his mind and the role he plays by, because that's very important to this video. So Anton doesn't believe that he actually kills the people that he kills. He believes that fate has brought those two together, and he is simply a tool of death, pretty much. Which, if you finish the movie and you're confused, which I was the first time I watched the movie, because the movie kind of ended out of nowhere. The whole, Anton plot is to show Anton believe himself to be, and we perceive him as this perfect weapon, which is why he could be viewed as a weapon of death. Now, Anton's whole rule that he lives by is that he believes he is fair, just like the world. The world is tough, but it's fair. Bad things happen to good people, but it's fair, which symbolizes a coin toss. Which I think you know where I'm going with the coin toss, but before we get into that, I want to talk about the world is fair part, because that's what Anton lives by. Anton, I've seen people argue that Anton isn't even real. He's just a symbol of the bad in the world. Which Anton not being real does make sense, because dude is the perfect killing machine. He's in the right situation every time for the most part, and he has every weapon he needs, all the tools he needs, and it seems like he always wins until the end. The ending is supposed to show Anton being vulnerable for the first time in the movie, because he gets into this car crash and he's left badly injured, and he's asking a kid for his shirt. It's to show that Anton is not this freak of nature that he thinks he is and that we think he is. And at the end of the day, Anton is just a man in a cruel world that thinks he's more than he actually is. Now, if you think about it, the car crash scene is simply poetic, because the whole movie Anton Chigurh has chalked up these murders that he's been committing to just fate bringing those two together and him not being responsible for them. But that at the end of the day, Anton Chigurh is still a human. And fate brought those two cars together. And fate had Anton get in a car accident and get badly injured. So his own rule of a fair but tough world came back to bite him. So back to the coin toss thing. So if you haven't seen the movie, which I'm assuming you have if you're watching this video, Anton sometimes flips a coin to decide a person's fate, because a coin is fair, like the world. I've said that many times, but I need to make that clear. A coin flip is a fair, unbiased way to make a decision, and he tells them to call it, and if they call the right side, he lets them live, or if they call the wrong side, he kills them. So Anton, in his mind, is doing nothing wrong, and if he gets the wrong side, that's fate. That's fate's fault, not his fault. And so to find out if Anton is pure evil or justified, we have to look at the rule that he plays by and determine whether or not that has any substance. So Anton is a psychopathic killer, that's without question. Some of the kills he didn't even have to do, so that's definitely going to weigh down his justified part. But most of the kills, in his mind, were fair. So in his mind, he's doing nothing wrong, and he's just a product of death and a messenger of death, and he believes death to be just a natural part of life, and he's just setting it up. But the problem with this rule, in my opinion, is that the world is not fair. Anton is not fair. And the whole point of Anton's little character arc he has is Anton getting proven that he is nothing more than a man in a bad world. He is not this messenger of death. He is not a perfect weapon. He is not the man that he thinks he is. And I love that about him, because the whole movie, we're like, oh my god, Anton's this perfect machine. But at the end of the movie, Anton's running away, badly injured and beaten. So Anton is not justified. Anton is in fact pure evil. And I think that if you watch the movie, you'd pick up on that too. You're probably saying, well, yeah, obviously not. He murdered so many people throughout the movie that did nothing wrong, or literally tried to help him. But I'm trying to see this from Anton's point of view, and Anton's point of view does not work. And that's the whole point. Anton's rule that he lives by does not work, because at the end of the day, Anton is just a human. He is not a machine, a messenger of death. I've said that a million times now, but I think it's a really interesting point to bring up. Also, another reason why he's pure evil is his just sheer disconnection from the people around him. It's like he's a ghost, which is why a lot of people argue that he doesn't exist. He walks into a building, shoots a man, leaves. He blows a car up with a bunch of people watching him do it. Walks in, steals medicine, leaves. He kills so many people throughout the movie, and he is never caught. Like, he's like an alien. Literally like an alien. He's not even human. He has no emotions for the people around him. He doesn't care about the people's lives he disrupts. All he cares about is the rule he lives by and inflicting fair pain upon others. Just like Carson Wells said, Anton Chigurh is just a psychopathic killer and nothing more. Something I love about this story is that it can be interpreted in any way you want. So you can view Anton Chigurh as this weapon of death, or even think he's an alien, and you can't be disproven wrong. The story is structured in a way that different people can take different things out of it, and you can't be wrong. And that's what I love about the story. So if you disagree with me on some parts, that's great. I love that, because we took different parts of the story. Okay, so we've determined that Anton Chigurh is pure evil and not justified. And again, thank you for watching the video. I really want to do a video on Alien versus Aliens, but my first Alien video got taken down for like a week, and I had to fight to get it back. Literally because I showed clips of the movie that I was talking about, even though that's fair use. They got mad. So I don't know if I will. I really want to. That's a video I've been wanting to make ever since I started this, but I don't even know if I can without the video getting taken down. But again, thank you for watching. If you like the video, you should subscribe and like the video, obviously. And if you watch this far, that means a lot to me, because that means that my content is at least somewhat worth watching, and that's enough for me. Again, thank you for watching. No country for old men. Anton Chigurh is evil. And again, thank you, and see you in the next video.